Uh, I seek permission from Honorable Director, sir, to start the program.
Yes, madam, you allowed for the program. And good morning, everyone.
Thank you so
present.
much. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, good morning, everyone. I'm Anupriya, Assistant Professor of English Department, BSH, GGSTC. I welcome our chief guest or chief patron, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Jharkhand University of Technology, Ranchi, Professor Dr. Vijay Pandey, sir. Our patron, Honorable Registrar, Jharkhand University of Ranchi, Professor Dr. Amar Kumar Chowdhary, sir. Our chief patron and Honorable President of GGES, Sri Tarsem Singh, sir. Our patron and Honorable Secretary, sir, of GGES, Honorable Shri SP Singh, sir. Our Principal Convener and Director of GGSTC, Dr. Priyadarshi Jaruhar, sir. Respected AO Madam, Mrs. Pallavi Ma'am, Dean, HODs of different departments, research scholar, faculty members, dear students of BTech and MBA. I welcome you all to the 4-day state-level online seminar on human values, professional ethics, and ICT tools in technical education from 4th July to 7th July, organized by Guru Gobind Singh Educational Society Technical Campus in association with Jharkhand University of Technical Ranchi under Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsava and Ek Bharat Shrestha Bharat. And today is the 4th day and the last day of this seminar. And we have conducted this seminar in remembrance of the late Professor Rishi Raj Gaur, professor and retired ex-head of National Resource Center of Value Education and Engineering, IIT Delhi. So I will start with the program with Saraswati Vandana. So I would like to request Professor Apurva Sinha ma'am, Assistant Professor of CSC, for playing the Saraswati Vandana. Thank you so much, ma'am, for playing this Saraswati Vandana. Now, I would like to request our principal convener and Director of GGSTC, Professor Dr. Priyadarshi Jaruhar, sir, for a welcome speech. Okay, yes, sir. So we will continue with our technical session. So we have a resource speaker, Sweta ma'am. So I would like to request Professor Sweta Kumari, Assistant Professor of English, head. The presentation topic is European thinker. Ma'am, present your presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible now? Ma'am, am I?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much, ma'am. And I'm extremely sorry for a few minutes delay. So today, I welcome you all once again for 4 days state level online seminar on human values, professional ethics, and ICT tools in technical education. It has been organized by GGSESTC Bokaro in association with Jharkhand University of Technology, Ranchi, Jharkhand. My topic is European thinkers. Talking about the outline, so talking about the outline, I'm briefly explaining about the definition of what values and ICT tool is, then needs of human values, professional ethics, and ICT tools in technical education. The third one is the usage of values and of course ICT tools in academic and career. And the last is the European thinkers, view of the European thinkers. So first of all, talking about definitions, as we are at the fourth day of our seminar, and all of us, of course, we have come to know what human values are, what professional ethics are. But briefly, I would also like to explain about what human values are, right? And what are professional ethics. So here we are having one image that is clearly depicting about lots of values which comes under which one is supposed to follow while they are performing their professional duties or even the personal duties. And these values are responsibility, one can consider, sacrifice is there, respect is there, unity is there, learning is there, encouragement, service, hope, confidence, all these comes under human values and professional ethics. And especially my dear students, it is very essential for you people to learn or to have these values when you are performing your academic or when you are preparing yourself for the professional world or for the professional life. Coming to the next point, which is ICT tool. The full form is information communication and uh, information and communication technologies. So of course, in today's life, no one, especially the students, you have to do the technical students or the management students, you are at your higher education. So education today doesn't seem possible without the use of internet, without the use of cell phone, laptop, tablets. So one should be knowing about handling of these tools, and one should be knowing about the possible problems that may occur while handling these tools. For example, as being a teacher, I would like to say that sometimes it happens that when we are going through a projector teaching, right? Or even today, when I'm going to present this PPT, and of course there are some technical problems, so one should be knowing, one should be aware of these technical issues and problems so that it will not create more issues and more problems. So being a student, please learn these things at your student's life itself, so that at the coming age you will work as a professional. So ICT tools, as it is written in the image, it is, of course, I have discussed you, laptops comes under this, or internet web portals, digital worlds comes under this, videos and audios comes under this. So it is not only that what videos you look or what lectures or what notes you are having through online modes, but how you are keeping those notes, those important documents, right? And how you are utilizing it at the time, at your crisis, that all comes under using of ICT tools. Coming to the next slide, the next outline is needs of human values, professional ethics, and ICT tool in technical educations. See, many of the time we are always come across human values, means since our childhood we have been taught about human values and ethics, somehow ethics as well, right? But what is the need of these programs? It may comes under the mind, it may, being a student, we think that what is the need of attending such seminars again and again, right? So I would like to quote APJ Abdul Kalam. He once said in the 60th Independence Day, evening of the 60th Independence Day, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said that The basic cause of major problems of violence, corruption, exploitation, domination, terrorism, and war is lack of human values and ethics. So basically, the researchers or the academicians come to know after going through so many research and analysis that lack of values and ethics somehow is the reason for domination, terrorism, right? Then it has been found that violence and anti-social behavior, it has been found that violence and antisocial behavior, unless dealt with care and with professionalism, could aggravate the extreme behavior. So through it is just possible, means to stop or to pause these violence. It is possible only through continuous counseling with if one's character is equipped well with the values and ethics. And I have already told you in this previously that students many times think that why these programs are essential and why do we are repeatedly talking or the teachers are repeatedly talking about the human values, because yes, lack of this, it creates it causes crimes. And one more thing I would like to add here, that in the present scenario we are having mostly nuclear families are there, and as compared to the previous time there were the joint families present there. And in the joint family many types of people were living, like of course the first example is the grandparents were there, then some widow also are living, right? So when together these people are living, they without extra effort they are putting ethics or values to their children, right, to the children or to the grandchildren. But in the present world it is a little bit, it is of course the parents are giving their best, but it somehow is missing. And talking about the cities, the developed cities there where both the parents are uh, employed or working, so it becomes a little bit different. So it is the responsibility of the academics, means after researches it has come in the mind that that the academics should include these things in their higher education, because previously it is there in the schools. In the schools we were having the one value education paper, and that paper was actually very easy. We scored marks very easily in that paper because we are knowing what values are. But in higher education also such things are necessary. So and why it is necessary, so the third section I would like to show you that why these values and ethics are essential. That dear students, you are struggling most of the time, or many of the times you struggle to complete your projects, right? How the time the final alarm is there and you haven't you have completed just 50%, 40% of your project, and the time is very less, you need to complete it. Then exams, marks, interviews, right? Even in the job, uh, pressure of or you get sometimes overloaded, pressure of completing the work without there are so many things by which or because of which you struggle. So or plagiarism is there. Plagiarism, we have understood it in the class. I have discussed plagiarism or such words in the class many of the times, because being a teacher, one should motivate the students all of the time. So plagiarism I would like to define, it is the stealing of ideas without the consent of the original thinker, right? So if you are equipped, if the students are equipped with values, they will not be of course copying others idea. The next is the students or the persons in their education, they may get depressed, they may get because I have discussed about the struggles. So because of those struggles, they sometimes we see that they are so much stressed and they are so much depressed that they sometimes commit suicides. So these values, these ethics, means when you are touched with it, you are knowing the values means of course you, when you think about your parents, you think about your society. So these things of course it helps and it stops such suicidal attempts too. And there are personal issues as well, for which also you need to all of the time motivate yourself. So you need to utilize the values. The next is the usage of academics and usage of values and ethics ICT tool in academics and career. As I have already told you that ICT tools you need to deal with every day. Na? Sometimes you may forget to eat your food or to take your lunch, but you may not means forgot to charge your mobile or your laptop or your tablet. So it is that much important. Being a student, you cannot live without having or being in touch with the internet, because so many materials, studying materials, are available on internet. And talking about values or ethics, it is also necessary in everyday life, day-to-day life in academics. Means when you are meeting with your teachers, with your classmates, senior or junior, you are having lots of things, or these are the family, right? Even at your personal life, your parents or the society is your family. So when you are having a good nature, when you seems to be committed, so everybody is going to like you, or everybody is going to help you. Apart from this, UPSC and other civil services or competitive exams are having this topic. I would like to say that there is a topic in the UPSC. I read it. It's contribution of moral thinkers and philosophers from India and world. So basically, if you want to prepare for UPSC exam or such a JPSC or BPSC exams, there is one topic and you need to prepare it. So that's all it is useful. So study it. And as I have told you that academics or academicians or institution has taken the responsibility to equip the higher institution students to equip with values and professional ethics. That's why AICTE has introduced one course in universal values in 2018. And at present, National Education Policy, that was earlier New Education Policy 2020, for holistic development, it also put stress on having value educations in their course or as a subject. So actually the idea is for have a holistic development, means the overall development of the students. And overall development, I would like to say what holistic is. It is the social, emotional, physical, mental and intellectual throughout all development of students, right? The next is the when you are equipped with values or ethics you are following, so of course your employer are also going to like you. So while you are facing your interview, we have discussed in the classes also that the employers are very clever, the interviewers are very clever. After having a talk with you of 10 minutes, 20 minutes, they come to know that whether you are having the values or not, or it is going to help you at the time of interview and or at the time of your job as well, for promotions and career growth. Because as I have discussed it already, that person with values are liked by everyone. Coming to the topic, and which is the role of European thinkers. So I have taken 3 classical thinkers, and those are Socrates, Plato and Aristotle. Plato was the follower of Socrates and Aristotle was the follower of Plato. So basically, whatever Aristotle says, it is the part of Plato and Socrates. Talking about the first one, Socrates, he was a Greek philosopher from Athens who is credited as the founder of Western philosophy and among the first moral philosopher of the ethical tradition of thought. And he is having so many quotes. I'm having few of his quotes and thoughts which are actually useful at present education system too. The first quote is, I cannot teach anybody anything, I can only make them think. Dear students, I would like to tell you that the aim of the higher education is to make student such a, when we are talking about the holistic development, it means that teacher are not giving you or spoon feeding the students at higher education. At higher education, students should learn by themselves, they must be having some freedom, right? So that they can do the innovative things. And especially when you are the technical students, it is your responsibility to do innovations, right? And to find out the things are how and where and why type of thing. Then wonder is the beginning of wisdom. Of course, wonder here is actually curiosity is there, right? So do not be a dull student. Do not sit or do not accept whatever is given to you. Be curious and search for things, search for the truth. Then he who is not contented with what he has would not be contented with what he would like to have. So when we are talking about struggles and extra pressures, I would like to say that whatever things you are having, whatever success you are having, doesn't matter how small the success you are having or how small the facilities you are having, but you should be utilizing it to its full. That is actually the meaning of this line, and it gives you immense motivation when you feel down. The next is you find yourself. To find yourself, think for yourself. The clear meaning of the last quote, the last thought is that love yourself, right? So when you start loving yourself, you start improving yourself. You start finding the ways by which you can get your goal, right? Achieve your goal, or by which you can solve the problems. And to explain this, I am having one story. And what I would like to say that do not copy others, do not compare your situation with your peers situation. Do not think that I am having 60% of marks, and you start when you start comparing yourself directly with the topper one, so that is actually you are doing unfair to yourself, right? So your competition should always be with yourself, right? So compare with yourself. So here is a story, a very small story, that is six blind men and an elephant. Once upon a time, as it happens, six blind men were executed before an elephant, and these blind men were not knowing what elephant is actually, and these men were exposed to the one part of the elephant. So as the picture shows, the person who touched the tusk, right, teeth, sharp teeth, tusk, he said that elephant, he defined elephant as spear. The person who touched his trunk, it defined it as a snake. The person who touched its feet, it defined elephant as a tree. Then the person who touched the back, it defined it as a wall. And that the person who touched the tail, it defined elephant as a rope. And the last person who touched the ear, it defined elephant as a fan. So we cannot say that those blind men are, they are wrong. Of course everybody is true, but the fact is what, they are exposed to that particular part of that elephant. That's why whatever they are experiencing, they are defining. So that's why what I actually want to say, that your journey of learning, your journey of engineering or management is of course different. Whatever situation you are exposed to, you are knowing that only. So do not see other people and do not follow other solution to your problem. It may not fit. So next is Plato. Next philosopher is Plato. He was a Greek philosopher born in Athens during the classical period in ancient Greece. He founded the Platonist school of thought and the academy. And this academy was the first institution of higher learning in the Western world. So at that time, they are having their higher learnings. The thought is there. I am going to explain it one by one. Do not train a child to learn by force or harshness, but direct them to it by what amuses their mind, so that you may be better able to discover with accuracy the peculiar bent of the genius of each. Of course, many of the time we are also when dealing with our students, with you people, we do not want to be angry, or means this should be the last equipment. Even you are somehow, many of you are the teachers, you may be teaching, you may be taking tuition classes, right? You are knowing that even in the present scenario, if the mind is under pressure, it may not work properly, right? So under pressure, or when the mind is overloaded, it stops working, means creativity just get vanished or lost somewhere. So time should be given, right? And whenever you are planning to achieve, suppose you're planning at the present time is to crack get for MBA students, you are planning to crack, you have to give a proper time, right, to prepare it. Because it is not like you cannot do it just in overnight. Today you are decided, okay, tomorrow is the exam and you are going to clear it. So that is not possible. Next, never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. आप बोलेंगे मैम कि हम ही बोलेंगे? Okay. So of course, never discourage. So important thing is that, as I have discussed the story of the elephant, important thing is that do not compare your situation with others, and do not compare your progress with others. Your competition should always be with you only. Then education is teaching our children to desire the right things. So of course, many times we say that we have completed the so and so much degree, but when talking about human values, when suppose Suppose we are going to the we are going by bus, and one pregnant lady come, or some old person come. Do we give our provide our seat to him or not? So that, or nobody is, of course, these are the ethical things. Nobody is going to charge us, nobody is going to fine us, right, if we are not providing our seat or some space to that needy person. But these comes under ethics, and by, believe me, by sacrificing such things, it gives immense peace and pleasure. The next is, the beginning is the most important part of the work, and beginning of the work should have loyalty. It should have uh, sense of responsibility, right? So whenever you are beginning a work, please complete it. Do your homework, do plan it, have strategies, and then go for it. The last is the Aristotle. Join kar lete hain. Main bol rahi hu.
Yes, I request all the participants, please leave this link and rejoin the link again. I request all the participants, please leave this and join again.
Yes, ma'am, we are leaving it and we are joining it again. Am I audible now, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So coming to the next or last thinker, European thinker, is Aristotle. And he was a Greek philosopher and polymath, means he was a scientist also. During the classical period in ancient Greece, his writings cover many subjects, including physics, biology, geology, metaphysics, logic, ethics, aesthetics, poetry, etc. His thought is, talking about education and ethics, he said, educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. So, as we have discussed earlier too, education should be based on values too. As we know that building the nation, technology is important. So, values and ethics, professional ethics, are equally important. Next is, excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere efforts, and intelligent execution. It represents the wise choice of many alternatives. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. This thought says that continuous efforts are required whenever we have to achieve some goal, or whenever we want to do something. Or, of course, everybody likes success, right? But success has its own price, and no pain no gain. These are the quotes by which you can motivate yourself. You can these quotes are actually pushing one to achieve the goal, or it saves the students from depression, as I have discussed earlier. The next thought is, patience is bitter but its fruit is sweet. Of course, when we are waiting, or when times are required to have a result, right? So that time period is very pathetic, I would like to say. But when the result come, and of course nature, it's the law of the nature that it always do justice. Of course, time, it sometimes take times, but it do justice. Then pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. So start, or work, whatever work you are doing, start taking pleasure in your work, because whenever we do a work with full or with wholeheartedly, we get it done in a well manner, or we get the desired results. The last is, happiness depends upon ourselves. And yes, of course, I am having another image which defines what ourself here is. Because see, every situation is means many of the situation are similar to many people, but just because of people's, or because of individuals attitude, they take it as a challenge and opportunity, or they take it as means as a failure. So explaining about this, I'm going moving to the next slide here. See, I'm having a very simple example, and I have discussed this example, asked the question to my students many time in the class. So here we are having the image one is having 3 tumblers. We can easily say that the first tumbler is the vacant, the third tumbler with yellow juice is full, right? But what we say about the middle one, and the middle one is available in image 2, and what the students say, what you are saying, it defines your attitude. If somebody or people are saying that this tumbler, this glass is half full, it means that, psychologist actually says that it means that those persons are the persons with positive attitude, and the persons, the second type of person who says that this tumbler, the image in the second image, is half empty. It says that they are the negative attitude type of people, right? Because, and I would also like to say that, see, the situation is same, glass with half water is same to everyone, but the depiction is different depending upon the attitude. And actually the second type of person who said that it is half empty, it is technically not right, because technically it is, the glass is completely full, half with water and half with air. So that's all from for today's lecture. I would like to conclude by saying that students should inculcate ethics and values in your character, and believe me that without values and character, you are not going to be a complete man. Your success cannot be completed. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your wonderful presentation. And you have clearly given an idea about ICT and what is the thinker of European. Now, we have with us Professor Dr. Amar Kumar Chowdhary, sir. Yes. Good morning, sir. I welcome you, Professor Dr. Amar Kumar Chowdhary, Registrar Jharkhand Technical University, Ranchi.
Good morning to all.
Good morning, sir.
आवाज आ रही है?
Yes, yes, sir. Your voice is audible.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Sir, I request you to
आवाज
give
आ
a
रही है?
speech. Yes, sir. आ रही है आवाज.
So, on behalf of the Jharkhand Technical University, I welcome you all, and especially to the Principal Director of the GGST Management and all teachers and participants across the country. First of all, I would like to congratulate. I was going through the lecture of Sweta Kumari. So nice she was presenting in the seminar.
Thank you so much, sir.
I was in the first session. I could not come. I am extremely sorry for that. I have lost my reason is I have missed all the lectures. Anyway, the topic of your 4-day lecture is very important. Why? Because if you see about the strategic management of any human being or any organization, or individual intent or organizational intent, that is the vision, mission, and objective. That should be clearly defined. And that can be achieved, your mission, vision, and objective. That only can be achieved through your moral values and ethics. Suppose I am just giving an example that a student who has passed out from Netarhat and he has stopped in Jharkhand and he has been, whether he has got the education in Delhi University, he has been qualified IS and he has become a IS. और जब शादी करने जा रहे हैं तब 4 करोड़ वो दहेज ले रहे हैं. So this is what I want to say, that your vision is not clearly defined. Unless and until anybody, any organization, not only individual, any organization's moral values. And what is this moral values? You have enough discussion in 4 days. That comes from your heritage and culture, and whether you can say like how you behave with others, है ना? हम लोग का जो पारिवारिक बैकग्राउंड है, हमारे जो सिस्टम चलता आ रहा है, that you have to follow. कि आपको झूठ नहीं बोलना है, आपको किसी को ठगना नहीं है, आपको पीस के साथ रहना है ना? आपको डिसिप्लिन में रहना है. आप बहुत सारे चीजें हैं. जहां इथिक्स की बात करते हैं, that is, rather can say human values and ethics are interrelated, and that ethics come from the values. छोटा सा एग्जाम्पल एक इथिक्स का देते हैं कि आपको 10 बजे ऑफिस आना है, 10 बजे आपको काम में आना है, टाइम पे अपने क्लास में आना है. तो दिस इज व्हाट, दिस इज द इथिक्स, लाइक कि आपको डिसिप्लिन में रहना है, आपको अपने मॉरल वैल्यूज, अपने सोसाइटी के वैल्यूज, आपको जो हमारा सामाजिक दायित्व है उससे नहीं भागना है. तो मैं यही समझता हूं कि अगर जीवन में सफल होना है तो आपको अपने मॉरल वैल्यूज और अपने इथिक्स के साथ जीना है. चाहे वो एथिक्स सोशल हो, चाहे वो एथिक्स ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल हो, चाहे वो बिजनेस एथिक्स हो या इंडिविजुअल एथिक्स हो। आप देखेंगे जितने बड़े आदमी हुए हैं, जितनी बड़ी कंपनियां बनी हैं, जो आज वर्ल्ड के सबसे टॉप कंपनी है, उनको देख के समझिए। आप एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल बता रहे हैं, जब पॉट कंपनी की फैक्ट्री में आग लग गई तो सारे लोग बहुत परेशान थे कि पूरा फैक्ट्री जल रहा है। तो उसका ऑनर ने कहा कि भाई मेरा जो एम्प्लॉइज है वो ठीक है ना? बोला हाँ सर वो सब तो ठीक है। बोला फिर से फैक्ट्री खड़ा हो जाएगा। मिस कहने का मतलब है कि ह्यूमन वैल्यूज इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। आप अभी देखते होंगे कि अभी तो ह्यूमन एसेट्स की बात हो रही है। अभी बोलता है कि ह्यूमन इज ए रिसोर्स एंड इट शुड बी शोन इन द एसेट साइड ऑफ द बैलेंस शीट। अभी आप देखिए ह्यूमन एसेट्स का हर एक कंपनी अपना बनाता है, पूरे दुनिया का ह्यूमन एसेट्स कहाँ कहाँ पे कितना है। सो दैट कम्स फ्रॉम ह्यूमन वैल्यूज। आपका वैल्यू सिस्टम कैसा है, आप कैसा सोचते हैं, है ना? आपका जो सोच है वो विजन के साथ, आपके विजन के साथ आपका ह्यूमन वैल्यू चलता है कि नहीं। तो मैं ज्यादा नहीं करते हुए, क्योंकि मुझे आना नहीं था, लेकिन मुझे लगा कि एक बार जरूर मिल ले प्रिंसिपल साहब से, डायरेक्टर साहब से, मैनेजमेंट से, कि आप लोग खासकर जीजीएसटी को मैं इसलिए कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट करता हूँ। श्वेता मैडम अनाउंसर मैडम है।
यस सर।
देखिए क्या है ना कि हम जब शिक्षक बनते हैं तो 3 चीजों का ओथ लेते हैं: पठन, पाठन एंड शोध। पढ़ना, पढ़ाना और शोध करना। और मैं समझता हूं कि जब आप नेशनल और इंटरनेशनल सेमिनार में जैसे आप लोगों से मिलते हैं, लोग स्पीकर से मिलते हैं, अपने पार्टिसिपेंट्स की बातों को सुनते हैं, या जो गेस्ट आते हैं उनकी बातों को जब सुनते हैं, तब आप अपने आप को जज करते हैं, वेयर आई एम। होता क्या है कि अगर आप इस तरह के सेमिनार्स में नहीं जाते हैं तो आपको पता नहीं चलता है कि आपका लेवल ऑफ थिंकिंग क्या है, आप कहां पर हैं। हो सकता है कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है, एक मेरे से ही एक कहानी जुड़ी हुई है कि 1998 आई हैव जॉइन्ड इन द रिप्रेसर कोर्स, टेल यू। और उस समय हमारे वाइस चांसलर, उस समय रमेश सरन वाज वन ऑफ द रिनाउंड इकोनॉमिक्स ऑफ झारखंड। मैंने उनकी एक भाषण सुन रहा था, अभिभाषण जैसे अभी श्वेता बता रही थी, तो उन्होंने बोला यार तुम कुछ लिखते काहे नहीं हो, कुछ लिख के भेज दो। तो मैंने 3 पेज का एक आर्टिकल लिख के मैंने योजना में भेज दिया 1998, दैट वाज वेरी यंग, और वो वहां छप गया। जब वो पब्लिश हुआ तो सब हमको कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट करने लगे, यार योर आर्टिकल हैज बीन पब्लिश इन योजना। तो तब मुझे लगा कि मैं उस लेवल में हूं। तो जब तक आप इस तरह के सेमिनार में बोलेंगे नहीं, जब तक इस सेमिनार में आप अटेंड नहीं करेंगे, और योर ऑब्जेक्टिव इज नॉट टू गेट द सर्टिफिकेट कि गए तो हमको सेमिनार का सर्टिफिकेट मिल जाएगा, हमको एक स्पीकर का सर्टिफिकेट, नो, नॉट फॉर दैट। वी आर पासिंग इन नॉलेज एरा, you are not in the computer era, we are passing in knowledge era. You are having the knowledge, you can recognize. If you are not having knowledge, अभी तो हायर एंड फायर का ये फ्रेज आ गया ना अमेरिका में कि भाई if you are having knowledge you can hire like anything, if you are not having knowledge, fire. आप गवर्नमेंट जॉब में हो या कहीं हो, the time is coming that good private universities are coming in each city of even Jharkhand, and they will pay more than what the government organization is paying. Now within 5 years we will see that one. तो आपके पास अगर टैलेंट है, आपके पास क्वालिटी है, आपके पास स्किल है, उसको परफेक्शन में लाने का ये सेमिनार, सिंपोजियम, ये सब बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है। तो फिर से मैं धन्यवाद देता हूं आपके गुरु गोविंद सिंह इंस्टीट्यूट को, जो इस तरीके के सेमिनार रेगुलर रख रहे। और मैं बहुत आश्चर्यचकित हूँ इसलिए कि हमारे झारखंड में इस तरह का कल्चर कोई, इवन द बेस्ट इंस्टीट्यूशन ऑफ झारखंड, इवन गवर्नमेंट इंस्टीट्यूशंस, they are not organizing this sort of seminars regularly. So जरुआर साहब को भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि आपने जो ये कार्यक्रम शुरुआत की है। और मैं एक बात और कहना चाहूंगा सर कि सक्सेस इज नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट, टू मेंटेन द सक्सेस इज इम्पोर्टेंट। तो इसको मेंटेन करते रहिए, और इस तरह आप जिस तरह से आप चल रहे हैं, द डे विल कम this institute will be one of the best institute in India. I tell you. फिर से मैं
Thank you,
बधाई
sir.
Thank you, sir.
झारखंड में तो आपका कोई अभी जिस तरीके का काम कर rather you can say whatever guardians come to me being a registrar, I first recommend this institute. You go this institute, see this institute and how they are working, and you are becoming the role model of other institute also. So again, I congratulate you all. Thank you very much. And I am very much thankful to the organization that all the time organization give me the opportunity and give me the regard and prestige. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your motivational speech and appreciation words, sir. Thank you so much. Now I request all the participants, please put their camera on for photo session. I request all the participants, please put their camera on for photo session. Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Now, so I would like to request Professor Bhaskar sir, Assistant Professor of CSE, the resource speaker second. Topic of the presentation is ICT tools in technical education.
Good morning, ma'am. Am I audible?
Good morning, sir. You are audible, sir.
Okay, ma'am. 1 minute, ma'am. Just sharing the screen.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Take your time.
Okay. Good morning to all present over here. I, Mr. Bhaskara Nand, Assistant Professor and HOD from Computer Science and Engineering Department, going to present on the topic ICT tools in technical education, that is organized by Guru Gobind Singh Educational Society Technical Campus in association with Jharkhand University of Technology. Hello. This is a 4-day state level seminar in which we are going to discuss about the importance of ICT tools in technical education. So first of all, we have to understand what does it mean, what stands for ICT tools. So information and communications technology in education, basically it is a mode of education that use informations and communications technology to support, enhance, and optimize the delivery of informations. In other words, we can also say that information and communications technology defined as a diverse set of technological tools and resources used to transmit, store, create, share, or exchange informations. ICT have changed the way people go about their day, living, working, and communicating. These inventions have taken over certain duty that people never would have imagined a machine to do, such as answering phone or giving human-like response, or speaking into a device and having it write a message for you. So worldwide research has shown that ICT can lead to an improved student learning and better teaching methods. If we take an example of ICT, then it might be a telephone, it might be a radio, it might be a television, or internet live chat options. We can take the live example of this 4-day state level seminar that is organized by our college in association with JUT. In this seminar also, we are using the ICT tool for the smooth functionings of this seminar, so that we can share or we can disseminate the informations among the participants. The next slide is the component of ICT. Basically, the component are in a broader aspects. If we divide the component of ICT, then it might be a hardware, then software, then the users, and then network. So in these 4 categories, the whole ICT will run. Hardware is basically a physical structure that consists of monitors, mouse, keyboards, then data storage devices, sound card, then microphone, motherboard, like etc. Software is a set of instructions that can be stored and run by hardware. Softwares are system software, application software, utility-based software. These are the software operating system. So with the help of these hardware and software, obviously one part is users, and the next part is the network. So basically these 4 components can make the ICT more feasible for the human being or for the students. Next slide, sir. So in recent trend or new trend, if we talk about the importance of ICT, then one question might be asked from the traditional people, that introducing ICT into technical education is the answer for those who ask, how can we increase the reach of our institution to a large number of students? So to enhance the reach in a large number of students, certainly we have a tools, that is the ICT tool. With the help of this tool, we can easily reach to every aspects of life or every person's nearby us. One more thing is there, mobile learning, M-learning. It is also a form of e-learning, is raising trend where the education has outgrown the physical constraint of the classroom and acquired mobility. A student access information whenever and wherever they want. And institutions that provide such advanced technological terrains is rising in numbers day by day. Next. So this ICT integration in technical education, if we take the example to understand what it can perform for us or what it can do for us, then if we take the reference point as a pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, then before pandemic, we also use ICT tools, but the methods are teacher-centric, in which with the help of some projectors or slides, teacher instruct the students. But during pandemic, such situations are not there, and we have ample amount of options like Google Meet, Diksha, WhatsApp, Zoom, YouTube, like application software through which we can easily communicate or share informations to our beloved students. So from this slide, we can understand that what importance it has in our technical educations. Next slide. Various devices or technology in ICT includes access of, or we can say that what advantage we get from this ICT tool includes access of course materials through remote devices, online digital repository for lectures, course materials, and digital library, online or cloud-based academic management system, employing a flipped classroom concept. Basically, the flipped classroom concept, it is a mechanism that aims to increase the student engagement and learning by having complete reading at home and work online on live problem solving during class time. Basically, we have 2 approaches. One is the traditional approach and the other one is the flipped approach. In traditional approach, certain steps are there in which the classroom proceeds, like teacher instruct to the student, a student takes notes, a student follow guided instructions, then teacher give assessment, and finally a student have an homework. But in a flipped classroom concepts, teacher instruct lessons at home via or by the means of video, podcast, book, or website, and a student work in the classroom for their deeper considerations of concepts and applications. Then next point is making use of handheld computer, tablets, computer, audio player, projector devices. Massive open online courses are like NPTEL, Coursera, Khan Academy, TEDx. These are the tools, various tools through which we can get advantage from it. Next slide, sir. We have some addendum in this advantage, like it creates the analytical mind of a student that helps them study and prefer solution to problem emanating from all related field that employ a learning tool. Being an emerging academic field of study, help a student to be innovative and develop new way of solving problems scientifically. It makes information storage and retrieval easy. It makes comprehension of other subject easy. Virtually all field of learnings are amenable of ICT, such as applying a projector for teaching in the classroom. It creates an avenue for the exchange of idea and inventions among information technology scholars locally and globally. It is the basis for e-learning and online library. Hence, information dissemination is easier than ever. While delivering class, teacher can use photo, video, then graphics to help them and educate more effectively. Next slide. Before implementing this ICT tools in every institution, we have also challenges. The challenges are expensive ICT materials. The requisite material for practical knowledge of ICT, especially at the advanced level, are costly, such as computer, projectors, internet, machines, etc. It is a highly technical and practical driven. It is in under development stage. ICT is a global concept. Many nations are yet to attain this. Poor orientations about the concepts. The first challenge is embracing ICT as a field of study for a student who have no prior orientations from their foundation education is speedy assimilation. Intention, some person use ICT for wrong purpose, such as cybercrime, for hacking personal information, or malicious intentions. The acceptability, the subject is yet to be fully embraced by all learning institutions from the global world. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, sir, for your valuable information and presentation. Now we have ended up with the program. So we have a feedback session. So I will call the different faculties of different of this seminar. So I will start with Professor Dr. Raj, and he is a TPO of this GGSTC. So sir, please give. Yes, Rajiv Khan, sir. Dr. Rajiv Khan, sir. Yes, sir. Are you available? Moving to the next, I request Professor Department of Mechanical. So, sir, please give the feedback for this program.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving me the opportunity to say the human values and ICT technical education. For the last 4 days, we have come across about various things like how human values and professional ethics is important in the technical education. As we all know that as per the new education policy, this subject is also being introduced into the students' curriculum mandatorily for 1 or 2 years onwards. And I want to thank my director, sir, that he has envisioned this type of program that is very much useful for us and for the teachers and the students both. And at last, I want to say about the lecture delivered by our Bhaskara Nand sir on the ICT tools, that how ICT tools is very much useful in the technical education, and as we have already seen how ICT tools was very much useful during the pandemic. So I'm hopeful that this 4-day lecture will be helpful for all the students, teachers. Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Now I request Professor Smita Kishore from CSE department to give the feedback.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity to give the feedback regarding this 4 days online seminar on human values, professional ethics, and ICT tools in technical education. Personally, I feel that this 4-day seminar was very knowledgeable and informative. Even it is very necessary to know about the human values and professional ethics so that one can raise one's moral value and can enhance one's thinking and personality. One can achieve success in life. Even though we have been enlightened in this seminar with live examples and stories through which we have got inspiration so that we can think that what our conduct should be with our surroundings. Even though it was a very superb and excellent program. And one more thing I would like to say that we have come to know that how this ICT tools have played importance in imparting this technical education during the pandemic and even right now also. And personally, I would like to thank all the speakers who have imparted knowledge with us, who have shared their knowledge with us. And thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes. Now I request Professor Vikas Jain, sir, Department of MBA, to give the feedback.
Very good afternoon, ma'am, and thanks for me for choosing our appropriate feedback from my side. I would like to only focus and say few words that this was a very balanced session. The session was consist of human values and social values, which was clearly indicated and explained with Professor Sweta ma'am, Apurva ma'am, and the technical sessions was clearly Bhaskara Nand, Priyadarshi Jaruhar, who has explained the values of teaching and faculties, how they can groom our students and faculties to create a value and well contribution to the nation for the future endowment and the prospect development of our national GDP growth. So then thanks, ma'am.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Now, once again, I request all the participants, please leave this link and rejoin the program again. Yes, once again, I welcome you all. So we are in a feedback session. Yes, once again, welcome you all, and we are in feedback session. So I request Professor Dr. Ghoshal, sir, Department of Mechanical and an NAP coordinator. Sir, please give the feedback.
I Dr. Vikas Ghoshal. This program on values, ethics, and ICT tool is very much helpful for the students and faculties. During 4 days of program, we and the students have learned many types of related ethics and values. Jaise Badla Kahani by Pallavi Madam. I have enjoyed the first lecture. I have forgot. Sorry to say, I have first lecture on artificial intelligence, data science, very important related to this. So I have gained knowledge. Thanks very much. Later, sir, we arrange this type of problem, and I have actually missed the lecture by our director, sir. But thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. I think this is a very wonderful.
Yes, thank you so much,
session.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I request once again Dr. Rajiv Khan, sir. Sir, please give the feedback of the program.
Yeah, hello. Am I audible now? Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm Dr. Rajiv, working as Associate Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department at GGSESTC. Well, engineering is an important and learned profession, and it has a direct and vital impact on the quality of life for all the people. And the engineering solution necessarily cannot be sustained without involving people and nature. And for this, the educators must emphasize on the physical, emotional, and psychological well-being of the students, so that they can exhibit the highest standard of honesty, integrity, fairness, and equity, as well as they must be dedicated to the protection of the society. This is what we have learned in this program, and I'm thankful to all the eminent speakers, Venkatesh sir, Sasank sir, Pallavi madam, Dr. Jaruhar sir, Dr. Pandwal sir, Sweta madam, and Bhaskar sir, who elaborated the importance of the inclusion of human values, professional ethics, and ICT tools in our teachings. So I personally enjoyed both the stories. They were pretty motivational, and I think all the sessions were very nicely presented, and definitely it has motivated all the participants to adopt such teaching pedagogy. So I believe that all the sessions of this program has well served its purpose, and I would say that such programs are the necessity of the present day teaching professionals. Well, I am thankful to the organization and the organizers for such a beautiful event, and let me present my feedback on this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to request our principal convener and director of GGSTC, Dr. Professor Priyadarshi Jaruhar, sir, for end speech of this program.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone present over here. Hello, Madam Anupriya.
Yes, we are audible. Sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Audible, sir.
Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Actually, I'm out of office and in Jamshedpur with Naya IS Academy. So I first of all congratulate all participants and speakers for today's valedictory session, that they have contributed well. I personally congratulate Professor Miss Sweta Kumari Madam, IQSC coordinator, and Professor Bhaskara Nand sir for their excellent deliberations today. I also thank Jharkhand University of Technology, Hon'ble Vice Chancellor sir, and respective Registrar sir, Shri Professor Amar Kumar Chowdhary sir. I especially thankful to you, sir, that you have joined our session and contributed in that. Thank you very much once again.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Giving time from your busy schedule also. You are out of the campus. Thank you so much, sir. Now I am the end of the program, so I would like to call Professor Mehmood Alam, sir, coordinator of this seminar on human values and professional ethics and ICT in technical education. So, sir, please give the vote of the thanks.
Thank you, Anupriya ma'am. Good morning to all present here. I am Mehmood Alam, Assistant Professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering. Here we have come to the end of the session, and I am delighted to offer a vote of thanks for this wonderful 4-day state-level online seminar on human values, professional ethics, and ICT tools in technical education in remembrance of late Professor Rishi Rajgaur under Azadi ke Amrit Mahotsava and Ek Bharat, Shreshta Bharat. My words are not enough to express my gratitude and appreciate on behalf of our institute, Guru Gobind Singh Educational Society's Technical Campus. I would like to thank our chief guest, Professor Dr. Vijay Pandey, sir, Hon'ble Vice Chancellor JUT Ranchi, who graced us with this busy schedule for our institute. I also express my heartfelt thanks to the guest of honor, Dr. Amar Kumar Chowdhary, sir, Registrar JUT Ranchi. I would like to thank our Honorable President and Chief Patron, Sri Tarsem Singh, sir, who graced us with his valuable time. I would like to thank our Honorable Secretary and Patron, Sri Surendra Singh, sir, who enlightened us with valuable words. I would like to thank our Visionary Director, Dr. Priyadarshi Jaruhar, sir, for his unstinted support for this seminar. I would like to thank Professor Sweta Kumari for successfully coordinating this online seminar and for today's lecture on European thinkers. I would like to thank Professor Bhaskara Nand, HOD CSE, for his excellent presentation at today's seminar. Heartfelt thanks to all heads of various departments, faculty members, and students for their valuable contribution. Thank you all for your presence in 4-day online state-level seminar. I owe a special gratitude to the non-teaching staff who have worked hard to ensure that this state-level online seminar become a grand success. I thank you all, the distinguished invitees present here, for accepting our invitation. I thank the media person for covering the entire session. At last, I would like to thank team members of seminar, Professor Anupriya ma'am for anchoring, Professor Apurva Sinha for playing Saraswati Vandana, Professor Tej Bahadur Singh for designing, and Mr. Anil Kumar Singh for IT support. Once again, I thank you all for your attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now we have an end of this program on 4-day this seminar. So I seek permission from Director, sir, to disperse from this link. Okay, yes. Now everyone can leave this link. Thank you, everyone.